Hey y'all, it's Missniecytv and I'm here to review for Zatima Season 4, Episode 2. The episode picks up and it's a time skip and it's 4 months later and we see Zach and Fatima are trying to hang up a picture on the wall and Zach is like, why didn't you just wait until the maternity pictures came? Fatima's like, I just wanted it there as a placeholder. Two major things have changed in the past 4 months. Fatima's wearing her natural curls and she has grown up. Zach and Fatima tend to argue about the tiniest things now. Hair being in the drain, him not taking out the trash, him not doing the laundry, and Zach is like, I just want to relax and play the game. Fatima's like, you can't do that, we got chores. Fatima's like, when are you going to put the crib together? You've been saying it for months. Zach is like, I'm going to do it. Fatima's like, when the baby gets here? Zach is like, you know what, I'm going to do it now. So he goes upstairs and tries to put the crib together. He has no idea what he's doing. So Fatima comes up there, and she's like, this is exactly why. You should have got the white wooden one, we wouldn't have these problems. Or you should have just paid somebody to put it together. Zach is like, no, I didn't want my baby sleeping in the wooden one because that was like a baby penitentiary and I didn't want that. Zach is like, no, I wanted my kid to have the latest tech. This one tracks baby movements and all that other stuff. And Fatima's like, well, you should just get somebody to put it together. Zach is like, no, I got it. So the doorbell rings and Fatima goes downstairs, but before she goes downstairs, she's like, this better not be a new pair of shoes for the baby and he's not even here yet. Zach is like, well, his collection has to be like mine, but be careful going down the stairs. Fatima goes downstairs and this white man hands her a piece of paper and he's like, Zachary Taylor. Zach comes downstairs and he has the nerve to open his mouth and he's like, that's for me. Fatima is giving the signal like, don't come to the door. The white man is like, Zachary Taylor. He's like, what? He's like, you've been served. Fatima's like, served what? So the white man leaves. Fatima's like, I told you not to come to the door. Zach is like, well, you shouldn't be coming to the door without your strap anyway. Fatima's like, oh, well. She opens the paper and she's like, Zach, you're being sued for custody and child support from Heather's aunt. Fatima's like, why though? And then she hands the paper to Zach and he's like, it says it right here. He's like, because I'm an unfit parent. Fatima's like, she don't even know you to be suing you like that. Fatima's like, if anybody is unfit, it's Heather. Fatima, you're definitely right about that, but Heather's aunt doesn't see it that way. She probably saw the video of Zach fighting Jeremiah, and she sees that as being an unfit parent. Zach wasn't thinking about the consequences of his actions when he went to go fight Jeremiah. Now he has to pay for them in the long run, and he probably didn't even think that it was going to affect Michael. Zach starts to sit there and doubt himself, like, am I really an unfit parent? Fatima's like, Zach, don't think like that. Me and you are both going to fight this. We're gonna be okay. Over at Angela's, we see her get a call from Sean, and I'm like, Sean, where you been at? But he's basically calling Angela to ask her out on a date. And she's like, I could take my own stuff out to Cheesecake Factory. You asked me on a date, but you have nothing planned. What is it? He's like, well, I could plan it. Just give me another week and I'll come up with something. Seems like they've been off and on for like 4 months. And he just wants to take her out to get to know her a little bit more, I guess. Then Bryce shows up out of nowhere and he's like, hey, Angela, are you talking to Sean again? Why do you even care, Bryce? It's been 4 months, y'all not together. You have no ties to her and she has no ties to you, so why do you even care? Bryce doesn't even know how to read the room or understand boundaries. Angela's like, just so you know, I'm not spinning a block. Bryce is like, spin a block? What does that mean? Angela's like, we're exes for a reason, let's keep. Angela's like, why are you here? Bryce is like, I gotta show you something. Angela's like, you can't just walk in my house and be like, I gotta show you something. Bryce is like, it's not that, I really do have to show you something. It's good news. Good news that you had to show her was that her name is cleared of everything. The only thing you could see about her is her work profile. Angela's like, how did you do that? Bryce is like, I know some people in cybercrimes that were able to help me out. Angela's like, well, even Malachi couldn't even do that. I'm gonna keep saying this. Malachi could do it, he just didn't want to do it because he's mad at Fatima for turning him down and showing her the tattoo and saying that he's in love with her. She's still turned. Mind you, Fatima only contacted Malachi on the strength of Angela and he didn't even do what he was supposed to do, all because he's mad at her. None of Leslie or Malachi's crazy antics would have started if it wasn't for Angela. Back over at Zach and Fatima's getting ready to go to yoga, so she comes downstairs and she sees Zach on the couch and she's asking him what's wrong. He's like, I'm just chilling. Fatima keeps pressing the issue like, is this about the kids? Do you need to take an appointment with Dr. Reed? Zach is like, no. Fatima's like, I just asked a question. You didn't have to get snippy about it. He's like, well, it is because, do you know being accused of being an unfit parent is the worst thing that could somebody accuse me of? I'm not a bad parent. Fatima's like, I know that. Zach is like, I don't even know if I want to keep fighting. And I know that's hard for Zach to say because he loves his son with everything in him, but he's like, I don't know if I should keep fighting. He's been taken away from me so many times. I'm not even sure if he wants to be my son. Fatima's like, you're just disconnected. Then Fatima's like, no matter what happens, I'm sure you'll be a great father to this baby. And then they have a share moment, and Zach feels the baby kick in, and he smiles. And I'm like, oh, what a world of a difference when he felt Karen's baby and he didn't feel. Then they have this back and forth of whether the baby is a boy and if he's going to play sports or play some type of instrument. And if Fatima's like, well, he's going to be well-rounded and cultured, he's going to play instruments and play sports. Zach is like, well, he has to learn how to be tough somehow because he's not going to be bullied. Fatima's like, nobody's going to bully my baby because I fight kids. The baby will have two parents that are crash out, so of course that baby is going to be tough and know how to fight and know how to defend themselves in any situation. Once Fatima's done having a conversation with Zach, she goes outside and Deja approaches her. They have a little bit of funny banter. Deja asks Fatima about Preston, and Fatima's like, what did you do? Because you're only asking if you do something. Deja's like, I didn't do nothing. I just want to know how he's doing. So apparently in the 4 months, they haven't started dating or anything. Fatima's like, well, stay away from Zach, his friends, his business partners, and family. Over at the yoga studio, Angela and Fatima are catching up on everything that's going on with their lives. Angela tells Fatima that Sean asked her on a date. Fatima's like, do you actually like Sean or are you just using him for the date? Angela's like, I don't like nobody. I just like dates. Then Fatima goes on to everything that's going on with Zach in the case. How Heather's aunt is suing him for child support and being an unfit parent, and Angela alludes to the fact, well, is that even his child? Fatima's like, yeah, because we did our own DNA test. Angela's like, well, home DNA tests aren't always right. Angela's like, she could have messed something up. Fatima's like, well, I did it myself. Angela's like, if I were you, I would take this as a sign of God trying to tell me something. Most women in your case would be like, this would be a sign for me to have more time with my man if his child's gone. I've always felt that Zach wasn't really the father of Michael, and somehow the DNA test results got switched up at the lab. Over at the hospital, we see Connie talking to her doctor, and her doctor basically tells her that her cancer is spreading and she needs to do chemo. And Connie's like, the reason I haven't done chemo for real is because I haven't had nobody to watch my kids. I just hope that Connie doesn't continue to worsen because she's not able to have somebody to watch her kids so that she can get better. The doctor basically tells her, I'm here to help your body. Your village has to help you do the rest. Connie's like, I really don't have a village for real. And that's so sad because even in the 4 months, I think the only person that Connie has told about her cancer diagnosis is Tony. Calls Zach to talk to Zach to see how he's doing because she hasn't heard from Zach in months. And she's basically like, I know it's been a long time, Zach is like, I've been preparing for the baby. Connie's like, I know, it seems like she's due any minute now. Connie's like, I also know that you don't want to hear about Jeremiah. Zach is like, yeah, I don't. Then Zach realizes that something sounds wrong with Connie. He's like, what's wrong? You sound weird. Connie's like, it's nothing. I feel like every time she tries to tell Zach about her cancer diagnosis, they get interrupted. Because Zach tells Connie that Preston's calling. Zach hangs up with Connie and he talks to Preston, and Preston's basically like, I thought you were coming to Rise Ventures today. Zach is like, I totally forgot about it. Zach is like, you always working. Preston's like, well, I have a reason to. It's not like I have a wife or a family to go home to, so I'm always working. Then they bring up Deja, and Preston's like, I'm not dating her. Zach is like, does she know that? Preston's like, yeah. Preston's like, well, I'm bringing Gumbo to the dinner. Zach is like, what you know about Gumbo? Preston's like, I know a lot and I'm gonna make it. Zach is like, well, you're never gonna get rid of Deja then. And I'm like, Preston, why did you even start showing interest in Deja? Because once Deja finds something she likes, she's very persistent until she tries to get it. I honestly see Preston and Deja having some type of one-night stand or a fling or something, but it will never be like a serious relationship or anything. Fatima comes back from yoga and he has plans to put her to sleep. We're at the barbershop. We see Tony coming from out the back and he has this envelope and he's checking the envelope and it has a whole bunch of money in it. I'm like, why is he checking for money in the envelope? He sticks the envelope behind his back because he hears Mr. Tyrone come in. And Mr. Tyrone is smart enough to look through the mirror. I don't think Tony thought that there was a mirror there that Mr. Tyrone could see through. So he's like, what's behind your back? Tony's like, it's nothing. Mr. Tyrone knows that the envelope has money in it. And Mr. Tyrone is like, I know you're not trying to steal from the shop. Tony's like, I would never do that. I'm just trying to make it right. Mr. Tyrone is like, I told you, the situation is already handled. You don't have to worry about it. So basically what's happening is Tony is giving money to the family member of the person that he unalived, but the unaliving was in self-defense. Unaliving happened because the guy tried to come in and rob the barbershop. It wasn't like Tony did it on purpose or anything. He was just trying to defend himself. But I understand that it's on Tony's conscience and he wants to do everything that he can to try to make it right. Well, apparently, the guy lives in the same neighborhood that Connie lives in, so he goes to the lady's house. He knocks on the door. He drops the money off on the step and he walks away. The lady comes out. And I guess it's like his grandmother, his mother, his aunt or something. I'm glad that they're actually following up on the storyline because all we heard in that scene was the shot scene and it went to something else. We honestly never got a conclusion to that story, but I'm glad that we're getting a conclusion to the story now, and I just wonder how Tony's gonna handle it all. Especially with him being the only one that knows about Connie's diagnosis and especially if she tells him that her cancer's spreading. I just really want to know how he's gonna handle it, and I hope he gets therapy or some type of help because he definitely needs it. Let me know what you guys think about the episode. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on bell notifications. Bye!